Hi everybody. So I'm so sorry I'm late. It is now February and I'm sending you the January fan mail. But hopefully it's hopefully it's something, right? Um been busy end of the month. Basically what I wanted to do this month is talk to you. You can hear crying baby. She's not happy. I wanted to talk to you. By the way, these don't have edits. When I do these videos, I kind of just like to talk off the dome, and no editing, and just like a personal video, a more personal side of myself. Hopefully, is it a saw? It's a saw. It's not a crying baby. Okay, it's just somebody sawing something. Um, I wanted to talk to you about a video we made in January that I liked a lot and the process behind it and what I do going into those things and what I want to do going forward with those things. And this month I want to talk about the betting special we had for the Nintendo Switch presentation. I love doing betting specials. Betting specials to me are one of the few completely unique things that Easy Allies does. Formerly Game Trailers, we used to do those at Game Trailers too. Nobody else does those, and not even, and they've escalated to something not even close to what anybody could even think to do. They're nuts now. The bidding specials are nuts now, and that's cool. I like doing that. Right? Everybody has a podcast. Every website, every group, every channel has a podcast where they talk about video games. Nobody's got weird betting specials, and I have to say, I absolutely dropped the ball a few times in 2016 with the betting specials. I'd made the rules bad for one of them. I think that was the TGS one. The one where Brad won when Ian should have. Ian was made better bets, but because of my stupid scoring system, Brad won, and I felt bad about that. I couldn't do the Game Awards one because I was working on the Game Awards, and so I had to be kind of hands off. I helped them structure it and everything, but I couldn't like help out at all with that one, so that was kind of painful in a weird way. And so when I heard that the Nintendo Switch was going to have its own presentation in January, I wanted to go all out. I really wanted to do a good betting special for it, and make it good, make it interesting, make it something that I like and that I can be happy that I made or helped make anyway. So okay, and I knew that coming in, and I knew that over my Christmas break, and so I did a lot of planning for it over Christmas break, while and just like thinking, how can I make this good? The first thing that I wanted to know for sure that I wanted to be a part of this betting special is multiple people. Right, I did f up the TGS one pretty bad. The what was it? Okay, so it was the PlayStation 4 Pro announcement / TGS. I effed that one up pretty bad, but I liked the idea of everybody competing with each other, and what I liked the most was that we had the songs for Brad come out of it. That because there were several losers, that's actually an opportunity to actually create something really cool. And so everybody who lost that had to come up with a song based off the winner, and the winner was Brad. And so we all had to write songs for Brad, and it turned out to be a really cool thing to stream. All the songs were great, and so that was cool. And I had to think of how can we do that again without doing songs. Songs are just innately entertaining, right? No matter what anybody comes up with, that's going to be a good video. It's going to be a good stream. And so I thought of presentations. I thought of visually what's interesting, and that's how I came up with the idea for dioramas. Um, I guess I don't know. When I thought of presentations, I thought of school and standing up in front of the class. And we do like sometimes like write. Huber and I wrote poems and like short stories, but I don't think that would have been as fun. And then I thought of standing in front of class and showing off a diorama, which I've probably done only like twice in my life. But that clicked. That was like, oh my God, I bet everybody would come up with a really funny diorama. And so I think that was the first idea for the betting special at all. Another really cool factor that I was not involved with at all was Ultima Brad. Ultima Brad is a personality, basically a wrestling personality in the betting specials. Again, I wasn't around for shooting the Game Awards betting special, Game Awards / PSX, and so I didn't know that Brad was planning this, but it turned out to be a beautiful thing, Ultima Brad. And so I knew coming into this betting special, we had to incorporate this world in which Ultima Brad exists. And Huber had already stated ahead of time. He said, yeah, next betting special, dude, I need a Persona 2. I can't just be Huber. And so in a world where Ultima Brad exists, we can't just have our regular selves competing with Ultima Brad. And so I knew that everyone would have to have some sort of persona. The email I wrote to everyone eventually said, you don't have to have a persona, but a lot of us are going to do one. And that basically says have a persona. And thankfully, everyone had a persona that everyone was committed to. It's just something you can count on with Easy Allies. You know, nobody is half-butting anything. Everybody's full in, all in on everything, which is cool. So I knew those two things, and I knew that the betting special I did for TGS sucked. I knew that the scoring was bad. The idea of having everyone compete is fun, but that wasn't a fun way to do it. And the other problem with the TGS thing is that I wrote all the questions, and I sent them to everyone ahead of time, you know what I mean? And so everybody was fully aware of all the questions that would appear and whether they were fair or not. But I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem just for the fairness of the game and everything. And you want the most people as possible to compete. And so that's where I came up with this weird idea that everyone would submit questions, right? And so I thought that was kind of cool. It's like, okay, so we're all betting on each other's questions. And so that had a few problems there too. First problem is if you make a question, if you just bring a question, you'll be good at it. You can prepare a little too much if you already have your own question. And so that's where the rule came in that you can't bet on your own question. And then the other problem came in is there's so many actually, and everybody submitting their own questions overlapping. And so I originally had Brad. Brad was going to read everybody's questions and make sure there's no overlap, that we're not all posting the same questions to everybody. Sorry, my phone's distracting me. My attention is all with you, not with them. It is Easy Allies, by the way. We have a program called Slack, and so we have messages pop up on our phone whenever anybody has an issue with anything. Currently, we're looking for who has the Japanese PS2. Anyway, so then I liked this idea of the envelopes, of opening everybody's bets and revealing the bets. So we don't all submit them to each other ahead of time. We submit them all to Brad, and then Brad says these are all okay, and then we open these envelopes. And that was like, oh, I got it. That's the betting special. And so there was the complicating stuff. There was the complicated stuff of you picking the bet, you picking someone's bet, and not being able to bet on it. I think that was an essential rule. Though in round 2, how did I formulate this thing? How did this all come together? I was just typing it all out, and it was fun. It was like fun to design a game, basically. The betting special is a sport in a weird way. And so it was fun to do the point values and try to figure out how many points each thing would be. I was kind of counting, I'll be frank, I was counting on 7 competitors. I think it would have worked a little better if we had 7 competitors. I did this whole thing. I did the write-up for everybody. I explained the kind of rules that I wanted to do, and I explained that the losers would have to do dioramas, and I sent that to the group through Slack, actually. Damiani said, I'm not doing it. He said, I'm not a creative person. I don't want to do a diorama. I'm okay with being involved some other way. And obviously that bummed me out big time. But then I said, okay, Damiani, we're going to involve you. You can be referee. Please be the referee. And so we had this referee character, and then there was no obligation on Brad to have to deal with all the bets and making sure there's no overlap and making sure nobody's being like overly cheap or something. Because you don't know. When you're opening an envelope, it could be like, how many Kooky Dukes? And you're like, what's a Kooky Duke? And somebody's like, answer the question. You know what I mean? So having a referee, I think, was actually pretty essential, as you saw in the results, if you saw the results. it's just good to have one person responsible for the gray areas. Normally, it'd be like me and Huber kind of discussing with each other and then coming to some sort of agreement on how many Kooky Dukes there are. And so just to have Damiani be personally responsible for all those things, you could call him an independent party. He's obviously not, but it's as close as we can get. And so that was kind of cool. It just brought us down to 6 competitors, which was an even number, which makes like pinning things on each other a little less fun. Like, oh, I'm going to read Bloodworth's bet and I'm going to pin it on you, things like that. But it worked really well. And I think the wrestling personalities worked really well. Again, I was shocked by what everybody brought. You know what I mean? You tell Ian, hey, you have to like bring like a wrestling-esque personality to our betting special, and he comes up with Rainy Day Ian. That's awesome. That was really, really cool. So everybody was in. They were diverse, and I have to tell you personally, like I was most disappointed in my own persona. And for some reason, when I'm like planning the stuff, like I don't think about myself in it. I was thinking about this. I was thinking of because recently they announced that Ben Affleck will not direct the Batman. But he's still going to be in it. And in his like excuse, he's just like, yeah, the Batman is a really tough role to play, and it's hard to do that and also be a director. And I was thinking about like actors who will also direct in what they're in. It's so stupid. You have to like look at the shot. You have to direct everybody and all the other actors, and then you have to have the confidence to just go, okay, and now I'm going to hop into this role too. And you do your acting, and at the end you go, oh, can you actually do that better at looking at the other actor to their face? That's insane. Yeah, that kind of happens with me. I kind of forget like, oh, I need a good persona for this. And I was definitely like disappointed in what I came up with, which was kind of, I love Unrepentant Bossman, but it was kind of ambiguous in the way that I went through with it. And the whole time the betting special is going on, I'm also thinking like, okay, is all the necessary stuff happening? I can't turn off that part of like, did all the rules get stated correctly and things like that. And so, you're juggling plates. So anyway, the betting special turned out pretty well. It was exciting. It was not I think the Switch event was a huge deal, but it wasn't like on the E3 views. And so I think it did well, and I was excited about that. I got people excited, and lots of comments like the rules are too complicated. Why not just questions? And for me, it's so much more fun that way. And also, like let's just say we all brought bets and we all did each other's bets, except you can't bet on your own bet, and the person who wins the most bets wins. That's boring. That's boring for me. That'd be a boring betting special if it's just like everybody guessed how many double jumps there would be, and I don't know. It's not as fun, not as interesting to me as the envelopes and pinning them on each other. And so next group betting special, I'll definitely do that again, where everybody brings bets. We'll definitely do something different in terms of the execution of it, but I'm really excited about that. Really excited about E3. I'm really excited to do that betting special because I'm not a competitor. I'm not one of the two people. We'll definitely mix it up again. It'll definitely still be 1v1, but if I can be frank with you, I don't trust Bloodworth and Brad to come up with the questions. So I think it's going to be me and Huber writing the bets still, and then those two dealing with it. And then is it right for Huber and I to be on teams? And so we got to figure that out. I know Huber wants to host it. One of Huber's dreams is to be a game show host. And he really wants to do that kind of style with this thing. And I'm wondering how to implement that and also let him compete on a team, because really it's strongest when we have the most people competing, developing the teams for the betting specials. Anyway, that was long-winded. That was everything I'm thinking about for the betting special and everything that comes into it. You can in the comments let me know personally what you think of it. It's rewarding. It's rewarding to do that kind of thing, to come up with something that doesn't exist yet. And to have people enjoy it is very, very fun. It's one of my favorite things to do with Easy Allies at all are these betting specials. And so it's cool. It's cool. I get to work on those. I'm excited to work on more. I'm hoping that there is a Scorpio presentation before or after E3, just to have another excuse to do another betting special. And yeah, they're fun to figure out. You know, I'm always thinking about what to do and how the next one's going to work, how to promote it. We didn't do a lot of promotions in 2016 for these, and not even 2017, not even for the Nintendo one, but I kind of want to, like, everybody wants to shoot videos. We want to shoot promo videos for these, and I think that would be pretty cool. And so, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I think that the personas are super fun. I wonder, like, I don't know where we'll take it. I don't know how far it will go. I don't know if we'll have to swing back eventually to a much more like personal and natural, but I'm willing to ride it. You know, I'm willing to ride the path wherever it's going. And so it's fun. That's the fun part of working with a group, is unexpected ideas. And yeah, I mean, as I'm shooting this right now, we just had last night the presentation of our dioramas, and they were so good. It was everything I dreamed of, because everyone just brings their own perspective onto these things and executes. Again, nobody half butts it. Everybody's all in on those things, and so it's so cool to just be a part of that group, be a part of Easy Allies, where I don't know, you have to lose a sense of self-doubt. You have to, like, get rid of this idea that you're going to look cool if you're doing a diorama, right? If you're presenting a diorama online, you're surrendering your coolness. And I'm so glad that everyone within Easy Allies is so comfortable with doing that. And I think that's a big part of it with betting specials. You're surrendering your coolness. Nobody's standing up there saying, I'm going to look cool in this. We're all looking like dorks. And I think that's like a really key part of that and why that works. And yeah, I can't wait to do more. I can't wait to see what else we come up with. I'm pumped. Okay, so this video turned out longer than I expected. I hope that this was like a fun insight into Easy Allies and what I work on personally with Easy Allies. Thank you so much for supporting us. I truly, truly appreciate it. I'm sorry this came out late. I was up extremely late working on my diorama. I said everybody like put a lot of effort into their diorama. I think I spent the longest time on my diorama, despite it maybe not looking like the looking like it. You know what I mean? I don't think I had the nicest diorama. It took me forever to put that thing together. It took me forever to come up with a concept. I was going to just do like a Dino Crisis scene at first, because I knew for sure, like I just said, everybody is like very unique with their stuff and things like that. I knew for sure almost no one would do anything related to Dino Crisis the game, and I actually thought, like, I'm actually safest just doing a Dino Crisis game scene. That's hard. And I bought a bunch of paper and scissors and glue, and I'm just like putting things together, and I tried to cut out a little Regina. And I was thinking, like, I don't actually know how to assemble this. And I don't know how that came to the idea of doing Shinji Mikami. But then after that, I had that idea. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to do this. And then, oh, my God, let me just show you. Put it like this computer monitor. This took forever. That's all construction paper in there. That's not like me drawing any lines. That's like South Park style. Here it is, by the way. It took so long. I'll show you. Here's like behind the scenes access. Here's like my like template, my prototype. Like once I had this, I was like, oh, this idea is going to work. But honestly, I was up, I think, until 6-something a.m. working on that thing. I don't know why it takes so long doing these things. It takes forever. Just from concept to execution to fixing things that don't work to, like, making sure everything's, like, perfect. It's just stupid. It's stupid because those live for, like, a moment and then it's dead. You know what I mean? Like, other things you work on, people will see for a while. That thing you work on for a super long time and then it's gone. Kind of like working really hard on a meal. It's like, imagine if you spent 8 hours making a meal that somebody ate and said, oh, it's good. That's what that was. Ah, well. So that was fun. So yeah, that's basically why I didn't get this video out sooner. It's just that and other things accumulating at the end of the month, as most things do. So thank you. Anyway, thank you so much. Again, apologies for setting this late. I'm sorry it turned out to be a 20-minute video as well. I realize, hey, it's not bad for it to be 20 minutes, but if it's a meandering 20 minutes, that's like, Kyle, it's a little much. Is this a gift or are you punishing me? Okay, so thank you so much, and I hope to see you again around Easy Allies. Thank you for keeping Easy Allies happening. I'm always grateful to have this. This is a unique gift. Like, I realize we are doing something for you. I realize that, but I still feel like it is a privilege to have this, and it's something that very few people have. It's crazy. I that's not lost on me ever, what a privilege it is to have this. And so that's always really nice. I'm always thinking about that. I want you to know that. So thank you very much, and stick around. Hope to see you again, and thank you again. I don't know how to end a video like this. It's good. You get to see casual side. This is stuff in a video I would make. If you ever see a jump cut, it's because I'm like doing this in between. All right, bye everybody.